Last lesson, we read an article about the 1937 Nanking Massacre, which is also called China's Holocaust, and how it damaged the relationship between Japan and China. We also got more in depth about the 1941 Pearl Harbor attack. Before we begin, make sure you got your best score on the Pearl Harbor quiz so that I can update the gradebook. Today's lesson is a wrap-up of our unit on Japan. We'll see some cultural aspects, starting with what school is like. This information is from my friend Adriana, who is originally from Indiana, but has been teaching in Japan for almost a decade now. Overall, student behavior is much more focused on academic success and politeness compared to American schools. Failure is heavily avoided in Japan, and academic success is tied to future adult life, so students spend a lot more time doing schoolwork. Japan has some slightly different religious practices. Shinto literally means ways of the gods. Although this practice does not have a founder or books or massive rules, it focuses on the spirit of all things, called kami, and that pure actions make up for bad actions. The Shinto archway is common to see around Japan. In fact, such an archway is one of the few structures standing after the nuclear bombs exploded in World War II. Buddhism is prevalent in Japan and has been so for almost 1,500 years. Many Japanese practice meditation to clear their minds and calm themselves from stress. Zen gardens are quiet places with lush vegetation and sometimes water. Sometimes people rake or make swirls in sand or small gravel to zone out. There is a focus on the flow of energy and designs in the sand. There are even small dust-like versions in offices. Japan has some very active pastimes too. Sumo wrestling is an honor for the athletes. It is respectable to be a large body. Judo is a martial arts with competitions around the world. Baseball has become popular with players transferring to American leagues. Bonsai gardening is creating miniature versions of large gardens and zen-like gardens. They fit on desks too. Anime is a hugely popular art form around the world for its stylistic look of storytelling. And lastly, kabuki theater is an over-the-top production of storytelling with vibrant colors, costumes, and overacting of emotions. These images were taken by another friend of mine who visited Japan. Instead of hotel rooms, Japan offers pods because people simply need a bed. They are stacked on each other to climb into. You can close the shades on the windows for privacy. Vending machines have many more choices, including types of water and juices. Meals are served in single dishes, so the food does not touch. If you notice this image also has someone's foot in the background, that is because it is customary to remove your shoes when entering a home. Eating includes sitting on the floor with pillows at short tables. Food is heavily vegetable-focused because Japanese cuisine is healthy. Art is included in the manhole covers. This one shows samurais with color as a nod to its history. Deer are also common, especially in parks and wilderness areas. And finally, Tokyo, Japan is the most populated city in the world with over 38 million people, so their crosswalks are insanely packed. This intersection has multiple directions where people are walking, and they outnumber cars. It is simply far easier to navigate by foot than by car. That wraps our unit on Japan. Tomorrow a test will post in Google Classroom. Remember, you can review your Geography Daily Notes to prepare, and you can also retake this quizzes until you get a good score. Remember to use the code listed on the side.